Knife watch. Today I just wanted to chat with you a little bit. So if you are washing the dishes, going for a nice drive to get away from the craziness of your own shelter in place self-imposed prison sentence from the worldwide pandemic, then just chill out and listen as I rant and rave about a topic that has occurred to me is really of interest to people, yet we do not discuss it, and it is gaudy gear. Okay, what do I mean by gaudy gear? Well, if you are able to see this image, and hopefully you're not driving and watching at the same time, but this is an Olight. Okay, this is just a flashlight, but it looks gold. Okay, obviously you can see that. Yet, why would you need a gold flashlight? I mean, it's a flashlight. Shouldn't it be allowed to be flashy? No, no pun intended. That's not really the point. But you can get this in all kinds of colors: purple, red. I've got a few different color flashlights, of course, and they come in all flavors. Pink. I mean, whatever color you can imagine, there is a flashlight in that color. This is a gold watch. It's a Seiko. I mean, Seiko is synonymous with watches, more or less. They serve every single price point in over 170 countries, probably more. And all people who like watches know exactly what Seiko is about. They're about providing value to everyone at every price point you can imagine, from virtually $50 to the super high end. This is a knife. This is a Spyderco Spidey Chef that I had modified by a beautiful custom knife maker and modder for their own business. I will link in the description so you can find more of their work. Does this knife need to be gold? No. Okay. I did a live stream and somebody called this Elton John's knife, and I thought that was amazing. Elton John definitely has great style. And by the way, Elton John is quite the watch collector. So if you look up Elton John watch collection, he's got some pieces that any collector would be drooling over. Okay. But the point is, you can get all kinds of gear in all kinds of colors, all kinds of shapes, all kinds of sizes. I'll give you an example. This is the Chavez 229 Liberation, with an engraved Seigaiha motif representing the waves of fortitude and fortune that are so commonly seen on the back of Seiko dive watches, for example. Is this necessary? Is this motif on this knife necessary? No, in fact, it's gaudy. It's useless. I mean, the point of it is to be loud, to be audacious, to be stylish, to be a conversation point. And that really gets to the heart of what I'm talking about. At what point does a piece of gear transcend the place of being just fun and lighthearted and enjoyable to being, gregarious or uselessly annoying for other people? Let me give you an example, okay? So this watch, many would consider it too loud. I mean, why do you need all of this color, all of this bling, 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 right? Bling, bling is a term I'm not really in love with, let's be honest. It was coined by Lil Wayne, and now it's turned into a real definition for a word representing you're flexing, okay? You're trying to show off. But we all love our gear. We love our watches. If you're a spoon collector, you love your spoons. You have some spoons that just make you happy. But there are some reasons why people wear things that you may not be aware of. Example number one, I don't wear gold watches because I want to flex on everybody, okay? If I wanted to flex on everybody, I would sell my whole collection and buy one FU watch, right? That would really flex all the time, and then I'd be quite a flexing yet boring person. But I want to educate myself and others on the exciting joy of collecting gear and how it actually makes me a more responsible adult father and husband, knowing the time and always being able to cut threads off of clothes, cut sandwiches in half, or fruit for my kids at any given moment. I mean, I have flashlights for any given situation. As the father of my household and the protector of my family and the provider, it's important that I'm prepared for any and all situations. So why gold? Well, gold watches, they just look better on my complexion. let me give you an example, okay? Some people may wear gold watches or rose gold watches because they work better on them. This is a beautiful Seiko Dress KX. This is the SRP E51 to be exact, and I put it on a Long Island Watch Company Jubilee aftermarket bracelet, and it looks great. I mean, I would actually say this is like a diet Rolex Datejust, huh? You know, or maybe a diet Tudor Black Bay 36 or something like that, right? Sure, it's nice, it looks cool, but it's also a little bit, it's just a little bit muted, okay, against my complexion. You know, I have red undertones, and in the sunshine and different lights, you can really see the blonde hairs on my arm popping out. So it looks okay. But when I wear a watch with a pinch of gold, now this is the exact same watch, okay? And in fact, I'm gonna put it on an even more muted strap, okay? Just a basic black leather strap. I mean, this is actually a really cheap strap that I got off of Amazon that really doesn't have much to it or going for it, but this just looks better. It looks better, you know, it's a better look for me, okay? It works with more of my outfits because it works with my skin color, and so, you know, I just gotta say, some people have different tones. Some people have pink undertones, red undertones. Some people have purple undertones to their you know, skin, and so that adds style points to what they can wear. Your complexion actually matters for what works on you. You know what colors you don't like to wear, so why not think about what colors you like to wear for your watch or for your knife or for your gosh darn flashlight? I think you ought to have the right to do that. So first and foremost, my whole point summed up is, you know, you never know why people wear different watches, right? Sometimes it just works better for them. And not just gold, but there's also rose gold, okay? So here you've got a 9/4 successor, okay? This is rose gold, clearly a different color, and this works on a lot of people's complexions. Rose gold is a beautiful color. It's a little bit more muted than gold, but it's still got that pop that's gonna give you a very beautiful feeling of confidence, like you're wearing a nice piece of jewelry. But not everybody needs to get hit in the face with that gold flash, okay? And I'm serious here, but this looks fantastic as well on me. I think it does give off sort of a nude tone. That's really what rose gold, I think, does. And so here's another comparison. This is actually a rose gold sort of face watch. This is the salmon face dial of the Baltic three-hander, the worn and wound limited edition, and it really is the same color almost as my 9/4 successor. And is this $1 million watch? No, but somebody would mistake it for a more expensive watch because of the light play, because it's different. You don't see salmon dials or pink on jewelry all the time. So it's a nice conversation starter, right? So rose gold, that might work for you. If you haven't tried it, you don't know, and that's really the point here. Have you ever worn an all gold watch? Have you ever tried it? If you haven't, you might fall in love. There's a reason why the Rolex Day-Date is considered the presidential watch, because it's so official, it's so classy and dressy and confidence inspiring and bossy that it is not a piece of flashy jewelry. It is not gaudy. It is just perfect for a president, which is essentially the most powerful person in the world at any given time, arguably. Obviously, I'm American, so that's my bias. But the point here being, why is the Rolex Day-Date representative of that real royalty, that real responsibility that comes with having the nuclear codes? It's because it looks good and it looks important and it looks like you know what you're doing. It's not just, hey, I'm a dude at the club trying to pick up people, or or something even more, maybe a gangster or something like, right? It's not always about that, guys. Sometimes people wear gold watches because it just makes them feel good, and that is something you just have to give people, especially during a time with shelter in place. We're all going through it. We're all struggling together through this. Let's have some fun in 2021. Let's have a good time. Enjoy what you wear. If you've never bought a gold watch, check out Seiko gold watches, okay? That's why I got into them. I started collecting them because I realized that they're into having fun, and they do it in a way that actually is classy. And I just reviewed a Seiko Presage cocktail time in gold, and it's gorgeous. It's really fun. And so the same thing with a knife. You know, if you want a pink knife with, you know, diamonds encrusting it, you know, why not have fun? I'm not going to judge you. And I think we should start a movement of not judging people for having gaudy gear. Now, I don't care at all what people say about my gear, but I do see a lot of people saying if it's not real gold, it shouldn't be worn. And that brings me to my third point, which is you can say, I would never wear a watch that is fake gold. Hold on a second, because you may be wearing a watch that is made of fake steel, okay? Not every single watch that you own is made out of real 316L steel or Rolex's 904 steel, okay? Did you know that watches do come in all kinds of fake, cheap steels? Let me give you an example. This is a replica watch. This is the Bleeger fake GMT Master 2. And, you know, this is I wanted to get a sense of the dimensions for this watch. So I picked this up for pennies off of a friend of mine who, you know, just wanted to get an idea. And I realized, you know, obviously this is not something that I would advertise as a watch that I would, you know, recommend to people to buy and wear all the time. But there's a reason why people wear different kinds of watches, and that reason may be none of your business. But the steel that this watch is made out of is actually 316L stainless steel. And I know watches made by micro brands that do not use 316L steel. There are brands that are charging $400, $500, $600 for fake steel, cheaper steel than what is the industry standard. Seiko, you can trust, they're going to do their thing with their own proprietary materials, but it's real. You know, when you buy a watch from a micro brand you've never heard of, maybe like, you know, not because they're bad actors, but maybe just because they're not that popular. You don't know what the steel quality is until you ask. So when you tell somebody, I would never wear a watch that's not real gold, do you know where your children are after 10 o'clock? I'm just kidding. Do you know where your watch's steel is actually from? Do you know where it is sourced? Do you know if it is real? If it's not real steel, you shouldn't be talking about anybody wearing real gold or real rose gold or white gold. Man, if you are not a metallurgist and you don't understand steels, I recommend you just do some research before you leave a comment on YouTube. But obviously, I love all comments on YouTube because it's more engagement for the channel. Like and subscribe, people. So that really does kind of take us to my final conclusion, which is mind your business. Let people have fun. And there's watches that I love to wear sometimes when I'm in the mood, but I feel like I've been embarrassed to show people, such as this Seiko Pearl Master homage. That is, it's actually more of a joke than it is an actual watch, okay, right? This is just totally just like audacious and fun. It really does cross the line from being a real watch into costume jewelry and something that you would wear, you know, if you were going to a party, or if you're going to be in a music video and you just want to look like you're having a good time or something like that. But at the end of the day, this is a solar-powered watch made out of 316L stainless steel. It's got a strong, reliable Seiko movement. It's got a date function. It's got real Swarovski crystals in it, right? So this is not something that is obviously real, like 24 karat, you know, gold or white gold, or made out of the clearest diamonds in the world, all right? But does it make me feel good when I'm nearing, you know, existential depression due to shelter in place in 2020? Yes, it does make me feel better. So should you hold that against me? I don't care, but you never know what somebody else is going through or why they have a piece of gear that they do. So my resolution for 2021 is that we all have a little bit more fun in our collections. You guys can check out my other videos. I have real serious pieces of horology, like Tudor Black Bay 58. I mean, that's definitely the watch that I would consider myself wearing the most often, and I really love it. And I've got watches that just have just simple, nice to wear watches whenever I feel like it. I have knives that are extremely high quality, such as the Koenig Arius or the Chris Reeve in Cosi. You know, that any knife snob would even say, like, yeah, it's a decent knife. You know, it's pretty good actually. You know, and I've got pieces like Chavez, but I've also got dumb little knives that nobody really wants because they make me happy, okay? So as you're collecting in your journey, don't succumb to peer pressure. Don't buy an understated, boring watch because you don't want people to make fun of you. Buy what you want to buy or don't. Who cares? Nobody's really staring at your watch that often. And that's all I wanted to share with you guys. That, you know, just for everybody out there, enjoy your life. Take care of yourself. Like and subscribe. Peace and love. Knife Watch out.